Hello guys. Small setup and we're ready to start. Give me a couple of minutes and we'll go. Hello guys. Small setup and Okay, I think I'm done with all announcements and we're ready to start. Opened, folders clean up. I need to turn on camera, goodness. Oh, hectic, why so? Well, at least you have some nice music, right? So how I will be tracking that everything is alright. Well, somehow. Do I need? I'm checking like what kind of information I need. I think I can live with this one here. Hello, Murder Ball. I think I will be checking my stream chat here. Buddhist, hello. Evil Chivabaka. Nice name. Okay, I think I completely ready. You should clear me all right. Parsec, I definitely do not know it. I do not need it. Let's check how the camera is doing. Camera chat. Hello. Oh, I hope you have a nice day. Coffee at evening. I'm so smart, right? Oh, so today we have a plan to work on the castle. Plan to work on the castle. I think we'll start from small props today because I want to go through and show you like the easiest way to go with chain because chain is super simple, easy to sculpt, easy to work. Like there are some small tricks which we can discuss, which can be confusing. Also, this is something what I can do through the whole stream. So let's see. In general, like I will show like the progress of the scene. I think it makes sense to open the project. It was really, really, really busy week. I also can say like some mistakes which I done. I don't know how better to call it. Is it mistakes or like example of what not to do? Because they're not particularly mistakes. It's just good examples like what can go wrong. Oh yeah, Unreal is opening. When Unreal will be open, will be opened. Okay. How are you doing, guys? How's the mood? How's the day? We have a nice time zone. You are already like mostly finished your day, and we're in middle of the week. It's Wednesday. Well, maybe you are starting your day. It's Wednesday, so you almost past half of the day. So I hope you have a nice mood, and we'll have a nice week. I'm still not sure how to work with X, Twitter, regarding streaming. Nice! One day ago finished Alan Wake 2 NG Plus and have a hangover. What a game! Love it. Great that you enjoyed it. I haven't finished it then because I was so tired working on it. Like you're playing like first 5 acts all the time, like because I was playing like before Watery, after Watery, and one was like and also because you're like playing the whole build very patchy way all the time. So yeah, it was funny when you don't have any power anymore to play the game because you know the whole story, right? Because you have read the plot. I'm so sorry. It's fine. Great. Yeah, I'm very biased. So I cannot be how to say it. Yeah, I'm very biased. I'm just will call it this way. Okay, music going down a little bit. I'm going up a little bit, and we should be fine. I think it's start to stream something, right? Not just talk. So that's what we have for today. Our main dish. So we continue working on the castle. You never guessed, right? Because the whole story is about castles. And here we are. I don't remember what changed from last time. It should be this area, mostly on what I spent last 2 weeks. And I was a little bit more busy last 2 weeks, so progress slowed a bit. So I focused on the gate, and step by step I was updating this pillar. I maybe can show you like, yeah, this is a little bit a cleaner version without any blendings. So Neuer English please. But I'm not sure it will allow me to stream on YouTube with restream on third channel. I'm not sure. I need to check. So that's what we have now. We have this column. I updated trim. Trim is going pretty nice. Still a lot of work on the roughness. Right now roughness not good. Mostly it's like base color. Base color I'm mostly satisfied. So it's pretty cool line which going across the whole column. But I will need to work on the roughness. Like right now it's not good. Even base color is very default, almost like graphical design, and it should not be graphical design, but the whole patterns are good. This is what I worked, and This area is something what I was trying to polish. It was really, really painful. Yeah, so that's how it look right now. Like this comment, because I spent this is example on what I spent much more time than I should. So I was trying to get like good looking elements and panels, and I was trying different approaches. I was trying subdivision modeling, I was trying proper modeling, like, and all of them was not great. Why you cannot just go with subdivision modeling? Because this is looking like as a subdivision modeling. Because you do not know what you do. Like, it's very hard to develop this kind of paneling effect when you do not know what exactly you want. And I didn't know because sometimes I was trying, patterns was looking too noisy, I wasn't really happy with them, I was trying another option. So I ended with ZBrush, and for example, this is like when it's clean from Blender. So you see it's clean, model, really nice, step in, but it's really hard to develop this kind of clean this shape language when you're working on this spandrel. I think it's called spandrel or something. I found proper name for this element. Let me check. Yeah, spandrel. So I was designing it, and because of that, it was taking pretty a lot of time. In one moment, I started like cleaning it up. It still wasn't very satisfying. So yeah, I spent much more time than I should on something like that. And personally, I feel that time which I spent in Blender on this one was a mistake, because I do not really need very clean geometry here. So this can look messy, but when I will do Dynamesh, will do small cleanup, it will look fine. It's pretty good. Yes, this looks clean, but in any case, I need to go do some damage. It's very hard to design this kind of thing from scratch. So it was tricky, because I also wanted to introduce this kind of shape language. I found this in one of the references. So what is like my twist in what I'm doing? So we're taking Gothic architecture and you changing patterns, and also we're taking Gothic architecture and adding brass. And to add brass, I wanted, so this is like twist of our like Warhammer style, and I decided, okay, I will use Dynamesh and not Dynamesh, I will do this step-in effect. This step-in effect is coming from real shapes. They have this like step, and I wanted to do it with metal, but with metal it's not was looking so good. I tried different options. I'm not even sure about this one, but this is like latest iteration. You see, for example, also I was trying to have very sharp shapes, and it also wasn't looking so great, because when you have like everything sharp in one moment, it was so, yeah, it just was very problematic area how to make it look good. I think right now it's looking fine. I think it will look, and the most fun part that I think which I originally didn't like in ZBrush, and it was looking messy. Like in Engine, it's looking pretty nice. Like these panels, I initially didn't like them. Golden one, well, brass one. Why? Because they're like here, it's a little bit like stupid. It's very soft, and I didn't like this shape language. But in the end, from distance, it was looking like it was working pretty nice. And you see, this shape language, which I was hoping will be less noisy, created so much noise that I was like, okay, this part completely does not work. That's a reason why you see here I get rid of it. Maybe I need to get rid of it even more. But you see right now I changed this shape language to this panel. Let's see. Yeah, overall, this is something tricky. I spent, as I said, too much time for pretty not important element, and I don't want to do this today, because it will be just like moving, dynameshing, polishing. Also, I need to test like UV. Not fun at all. That's why we will do something more interesting today, what can be a little bit more exciting. So this scene we're saving, and we're going to my main Blender scene, Castle main. So what we have right now, I'm feeling there are like I'm focusing on the gate, and there are like a couple of things which are not completely I'm happy about. So this area, pretty good. I'm think like this is like good, my benchmark quality. If everything will be at least on this level, it will be fine. But you see, this area not completely done. And then we have this thing, and right now this material almost procedural like. I can count it this way. We also have this area which is not done, but they're all pretty small. Face, something what we can try to do today. Maybe I can show. Yeah, maybe face, because I'm not sure about it. I do not like how it's. So why don't want to do it initially? Because it's pretty small, do not affect the scene so much. I have more priority on this one, but this is big mess. I need to think about it, how to do it better. And also I have this area. Maybe start with this area. Because it will be also useful for me below, and I can show you like the whole idea behind the pipeline. Yeah, maybe let's do this one. I think I'm also pretty happy with shape, and let's see how it will look better or not. Okay, yeah, I think another option was to work on the chain, but I think chain is so minor for now. I don't want to have it like in higher priority. So let's start working on this area, and we have this element. So how yeah, I think this is a good goal for today. Okay, so we have this element. In real life, it's assembled out of blocks, and right now this distance is 50 centimeters. So if we imagine how big length should be, it should be something around like, I think 20 centimeters, 15 centimeters, something like that. If I'm imagining like a size of this block from which this can be assembled. And I do not want to introduce too many things here. And this is overall how I was working with the shape. You see, I have this element, this one, and this is a copy instance of the same elements, but these have all stack of modificators, you see, and this one don't. Why? Because in this case I can go here, and when I'm changing topology I can understand what's happening. So because spline meshes in Blender a little bit messy from this perspective, it's a little bit confusing how you work with them, right? Because they have a little bit strange of this, like this strange offset you need to do, like they're not straightforward. Like I do not understand every time how to work with these spline meshes. So we have this shape, and I think we can repeat it a little bit more, because I do not like idea to do half meter module. I think doing 1 meter and a half module will be better for our goal. So let's do this. So right now, if we'll take a look here, I'm using modificator that use this piece 15 times. So I can use 3 pieces. So I need to repeat this pattern 5 times. Let's do this. Okay, so now we're using it 5 times. You see, we're only covering the part of the arch. But here, what I will do, first of all, I will do small cleanup. Do I need to do this cleanup? No, not really, because I will be... Yeah, I don't really need this. You will see what I'm trying to say right now. So I'm cutting here. I'm cutting this one. Change to material. Delete all. Close hole, because we will need to sculpt a little bit like that. So right now, how long are you? You're like 16, like 6, it's fine. Now I need to do array of how many times? I need 3, 9 pieces. 9 pieces, yeah. Array. Come on. And as I said, I need 9 pieces and distance 0.67. Okay. So why this distance? Because I want to do this kind of beveling effect. And this is example where like your time with these elements can go to a time waste, because sculpting all of them can be really time consuming. And personally, we'll think how to optimize this process in ZBrush right now. but I think this is good starting module. Maybe what I want to do, maybe I want to add a little bit of beveling to create this bevel effect, which will help me with sculpting later. So we do this, and small bevel like this one. I'm trying to have it like good size, and I think half of the centimeter. Yeah, I think it's a good. We can do a little bit bigger bevel, I think. Because if we will do it too big, it will look very cartoony. Yes, this is a little bit too much. I think something like that. Yeah, around 1 centimeter is good. So this is our basic module block, because that's how they assembled this in real life. Let me open my Puref file. Puref. And as I was saying before, like, feel free to ask your question. Why don't you use bevel modifier? Because in any case, I need to collapse modifier, because it will be used later. So I can, first of all, I think it's just habit from Maya that I prefer to do bevel as it is. So yeah, I think it's a little bit habit thing. Also, sometimes I do not like that bevel modifier doing bevels like everywhere. Yes, I can do setup properly, but again, it's going to this habit that I do this setup of bevels properly, right? So this is a little bit habit thing. I think it makes sense to do it better. But because I will be collapsing here, I do not really care, because yeah, in the end I will just delete everything. So yeah, this is something what I can do better. Okay, this is our module. I think it's yeah, around 1.5 meters. So now we smart apply, boom, and why we done all this suffering? We done it for this. So see, now we have our module here, which using this module properly. And the only thing which we need to adjust is offset. Now it should be 1.5. And you see, now we have how it's assembled in real life. Right? So that's great. That's what I wanted. But now I need to have this module in ZBrush, do small damage. Hello lads. Hello Zenit. So I'm creating a duplicate of this one. Cursor to the bottom. I want to have this properly aligned. And I will be sculpting this one. And yeah, I will show you some tricks with sculpting. So I'm not planning to sculpt all of them from start to finish, because it's really time consuming and pretty stupid. So what I'm planning to do, oh sheesh, hello, Mr. Knight. Okay, slightly getting more people. Oh, nice cold coffee. Ooh. And now I have these 3 pieces. I will go to ZBrush, I will sculpt them very fast. Then I will copy them in ZBrush. I will do a little bit additional sculpting. Maybe I will show you some damaging with booleans. And then let's see. ZBrush is opened. Oops, that's not what I wanted. So better FBX exporter, selected objects, inner arch. So you see, this is how I separate in my work files. I have castle, I have work files, and this is like inner arch, I call it. So this will be SM inner arch. How will call this? I don't have any requirements. Column segment A, but it's not this column. Also, this is a moment where maybe I want to triangulate, but I see wireframe, because ZBrush do not like messy geometry. But this is looking as a pretty clean geometry. There should be no issues with that, and this should be fine. I have close to this module, I think this one. So maybe I can use this one as this one later. Maybe, let's see, because you see this one a little bit different, and maybe later for optimization I can use this module for this column, because So if we take a look on architecture, they have been very often using the same blocks for this area and this area, but not all the time. Sometimes block on the bottom was not the same as in the up, on the up. So, and in our case, it's pretty different, so I don't have any hard feelings. So yeah, this is our piece, which we imported in ZBrush. Let's go to ZBrush. And as I said, I will be trying to be pretty smart and not to spend too much time on just edge sculpting. And I will show you a couple of tricks how you can a little bit optimize your time with this element. So let's import this column segment. Are you Englishman? Why am Englishman? Okay, texture map, texture off. Okay, so now we have our module. If I'm doing subdivision, it's going pretty nice. So you see no big issues. This I do not really care because we'll be dynameshing in any case. We'll be doing and this is one of the reasons, like with all these bevels, right? From where this case coming, I have no clue, and that's what I do not really like. But we can live with this. This is not a big problem because I will be dynameshing everything. We do not care about old topology. So let's go and do after groups. I don't know why I'm doing on my menu here because I started already. Oh, but in any case, we need only 3 of them. Yeah, you see, that's what I was saying before why sometimes I do triangulation. But in this case, it's not a big problem. Okay, we have these 3 pieces. Each we should have separate. And this we can hide for now, we do not need it. And now we have this one, this one, this one. This will need to sculpt. But I will show you, as I said, a couple of tricks how I'm trying to optimize. I will create folders because I will be using booleans, and for having booleans properly, it's just a little bit easier to, well, create folders. So this one will call stone A, stone B, stone C. So now we have 3 stones. Subdivision, subdivision, subdivision. Go to dynameshing. Delete lower subdivision, dynameshing. A little bit higher. Yes, something like that is fine. Because I do not want to... I will be distorting my shape. I want this to be pretty sharp. This is my starting point. Okay, this is my starting point. As I said, I do not really care about these guys because we will clean it up in any case. And now I can start working on this one. And this is a moment where you can, for example, use history recall because this is a very easy way how to create variation. Like create history recall, damage a lot, and then just like convert them back. But yeah, first let's clean up. Let's clean up this mess. I can maybe use even this one. Yes. Maybe settings a little bit too intense. Why I'm using this Sculptors Pro, it's very nice to removing all these like artifacts, especially because even Dynameshes sometimes do not like it, Zero Mesh do not like it, but Sculptors, very good for cleanup, very fast. Not maybe the smartest way, but it definitely makes the work done. And we see it was only a couple of this issue. And we're done. In the worst case, I can do another Dynamesh and boop. This is pretty... not completely clean. And I do not care that I have this because, well, I need to have a messy geometry, right? I need to have messy model. So when I'm doing mess on my model on top of that, I do not really like over it because that's the intention. So I want to clean up model because then when I'll be using history recall, I will have like clean model to which I can go back. And as I said, it's very nice option how to create variation. So I can do something very messy right now, then by history call recover some of the damage, then resculpt it or reuse it. Like, there are different options. Okay, this was solved, and the last one. As I said, it's possible like to do this way smarter, but here it's not really a problem because model pretty small, and also only a couple of these moments which have mass. And in this case, I do not really care that I had this geometry a little bit messy at start. Okay. Okay, this iteration we're done. Maybe this one. I'm fine. Whoop. Two. How we're doing? Stream online. Stream should. Okay. Give me a second because it's writing something's interesting. Is it online? Yes, it's online. It just. Yes, it's online. Turn off sound. I don't know why it's lied to me that it was offline. Okay, so let's go back to our mess. So this is going to the second screen. Why I have this? I have a couple of examples of close-ups of my reference for this kind of elements. Of course, overall, this is pretty important reference for me. So you see, I have really a lot of close-ups, and I have a lot of my own photos, like with super close-ups of these elements. So, I mean, how do you plan to UV texture them like a trim? You will see. So mostly, right now I'm working with tileable texture, and a lot of these things, even maybe these kind of things, I will have in my geometry. You will see, like, let's just right now push, and then you will see an engine, and this time. So mostly it's like almost box mapping. Okay, so this is our three default modules which we can use, and we want to do two things. We want to do like pretty nice sculpt, pretty fast, and I want to do mortar. Mortar I also sculpt in to use to break this silhouette and everything like that. Interesting, by the way, you see, I messed up with geometry here. I don't think it will be a problem. We can play around it pretty nicely. So, but what I want to do, I want to save history call. By the way, is it overriding it? Yes, it's overriding it. So we can do only one history call. That's not good. Well, in any case, we can live with this. Okay, so one more subdivision now or later? I think now. And sculptors we do not need anymore. And you see, we have been working in folders. And I was saying to you, what's the reason to work in folders? Because I want to use live boolean. So what I started to do, I started to develop very simple library. Maybe one day I will optimize it. So I created this kind of things. You see, I have a separate subtool of Megascan stones, which I cut it, inverted, and created like this plane thing. And this is great. I think one day I should work and spend a little bit more time to create proper library. But what I can do now, I can go to insert. I can go to insert this element. I need to understand where it's compared to my scene. I can't. I have this pivot thing. Of course I cannot understand where I am because I'm using solo mode. Okay, we're placing this here, right? This need to go into proper folder. This is column C. Drop it here, subtract, live boolean, and now we need to do this kind of stack. Not this. Will you start doing this thing? Every time forget what should be the order of this. Yes. And you see, now I have a boolean mesh. which I can use to create some, well, damage. And that's exactly what I want, because I want to have like cool edges, right? So the most important edges for me, like this view is the most important for me. Hell there. Would this kind of pillar sculpting be done in Blender? I can afford ZBrush. I want to add imperfections to my Gothic windows. Of course. I don't think, like, in general, this damage is pretty minor, and we already see a lot of really nice sculpting. Like, in some cases, you do not really need sculpting. I think I just doing sculpting currently because I want practice sculpting a bit more. Hello, my friend. Eldon, hello. I'm good. How are you doing? Very busy day, very busy week, I would even say, but we're getting there. It was very cool. Yesterday was pretty cool. It was a lot of cool announcements. Okay, so yeah, you see, shape a little bit tricky, you see, but you get the point. So here, for example, and I can even like maybe scale this. Let's push it inside more, scale it less, because as you see, very nice damage, which love your work, by the way. I guess a lot of texture and detail can be added with Substance Painter too. In this project, I overall trying to have almost all details in geometry as much as possible. Like I know it sounds crazy, but a lot of this stuff, it is coming from geometry, not so it's just tileable textures and nothing more. A lot of shader tricks. DXRNR, hello. Okay, we're getting more and more people. No. I'm not happy with resolution, but let's start doing this classical boring damage. I'm not planning to spend a lot of time on this trim smooth border, because I think it's for realistic style it's not that great. It's looking very similar, very cartoony even. Also, it's taking a lot of time, so I think it's very important not to have sharp edges. It's really important, but you should not spend too much time on this like edge trimming effect, because yeah, it's not that good. All like this subtraction with prepared meshes will be better, but we need to do this because this is the point. So the difference between these stones and just like trim exactly in these details, because you see we have it, that's why they're looking so nice. And as I said, you see the difference in engine, like you see that this edge is cool, volumetric, like you see blending is going nicely, like this is almost like cinematic pipeline, I would say, but currently we can afford it because geometry with the night pretty cheap. I only doing like kind of complex shader. Yes, from amount of times this may be taking a bit too much, and that's why I stuck with Gate. Sadly, I was hoping that I will rush through them much faster, because I think I spent on the Gate already time more than on the whole castle, because they have a lot of these very custom stone things. But sadly, for me quality in this case more important, so I like, okay, like I'll try just to enjoy this thing. As I was saying before, we have history recall, so right now what I can do this pretty damaged, then I can go through history recall and then remove some of the damage and reuse this element somewhere. I will show it. So right now, mostly why I'm saying this, I can go pretty heavy on damage and then remove it and use it as another piece and then another piece. In this case, I can save a little bit of time, because with I'm sure the Gate worth it. It is the center of attention. Yes. The question mostly like which areas are really worth it and which not. So in general, Gate is something what I decided, okay, I can afford it. I can like just publish just gate, and this will be already pretty cool asset, right? So for me, this gate is something what I can afford. But for example, from gameplay perspective, I would have a lot of questions like, is it really worth it? How long player will see this gate? Because not all things in this gate are so important. So yeah, this is a very questionable decision, but artistically it worth it. So in this case, I'm going from perspective or like, is it artistically worth it? Yes. Gameplay wise, I would be concerned. So you see, as I say, I do not like to go with this too much. And you see, we'll also have like this boolean. We can introduce more and more booleans, and the reason why I'm doing this by folders, because in folders it's affecting only like this element, and then I can merge it. So let's insert, for example, another subtract mesh. I have this one. See, also prepared from scan. As I said, one day maybe I will like do them properly as a Z tool, because I started to use them really a lot. So I need RH blah blah blah. RH blah blah blah. Where are you? RH blah 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 blah. Okay, and how we can use you? I want to do this subtraction on top. So let's do this. Subtraction mode. And we achieve something cool. Yeah, nice. You see, like, and this is what my point with all this stream dynamic story. Like, you cannot do this by hands. Like, in one moment in texturing, you understand that you cannot do it by hands, and with sculpting, you understand the same. Like, you can be very optimistic that you can achieve this quality of subtraction by hand, but you will spend a lot of time, and this is not really good. I would be happy to have this pipeline a little bit less destructible, maybe a little bit more fluid, but yes, this is too cool. It is like Indiana pipeline. This pipeline was used ages ago, and I have seen this pipeline from Movie Guy, and also I think he worked on first Doom. Well, not first Doom, Doom 2017. I was using this pipeline a long time before, and I think one of the reasons why this pipeline became more popular, because right now you can very easily download Megascan data. You can just like go, you scan, and use your own rock even if you want. You see, we have this a little bit of parasite polygons and crack. I don't really care. Like, this is something what I will polish. From my experience, ZBrush will handle this pretty nicely. There will be no big problem. So, is it looking already pretty cool? I think yes. Maybe a bit too damaged. That can be a problem, because this will be very repetitive. But I can decide in which cases I'm using booleans and in which booleans not. There will be 9 of these pieces, so I think we can afford one piece to be with more damage. So let's continue. So you see, now I see this, and also you can even play around this damage. So of course, if I'll be using Trim Smooth Water here, you see nothing really happening, because it is subtracting after Trim Smooth Water, but you can try, you see, to create topologies this way that damage will be looking even more interesting. Of course, you do not, because you need to understand, so you're distorting the mesh and then boolean happening, you're not sculpting on top of your operation, but still a lot of options to do stuff. I also using custom alphas. In this case, we'll take a look on them in a second, but let me first damage this area. I do not damage in bottom area, because we will never see them at all, so why to spend time on them? So you see, I'm trying to be efficient, mostly because otherwise I will never end the scene, and this will be very sad. I want to end the scene. Sometimes you need to do this decision, like what's in the camera, what you see, and this area we do not see, so why to spend time on it? Yeah, like I think it was good decision to go with this asset. Like I'm still doing like this classical sculpting thing, which everybody have seen. But on another hand, I'm doing a little bit of this new touches, right? Which is less common. Smaller. I'm trying to have it pretty rush because after that we will have a plaster. And plaster will also will sculpt. So plaster will be real geometry. You will see the whole pipeline today, I think. So you understand why I'm doing it this way. The only thing which is concerning me is that I decided to do 9 elements in 2 hours, and I don't have time. But maybe in one moment, if I understand that I'm out of time, I will just stop on 3 things, I will show the pipeline, and then we'll end the stream. So in any case, you will see the whole process. But personally, I think module should be out of 9 pieces, not 3. Because if it will be 3 pieces only, repetition will be too big. So you need to have a little bit of... Let's take a look. Nice. I think mostly you see I do not care like what's happening here. I'm trying to have my damage area here. Let me think. Do I want to do maybe here? So what I want to do here, I really like these lines. And so I will use a rake. I think it's called rake brush, right? Yes. So with a rake brush, I will do bigger. Yeah, you see, like pretty cool. And it's also what happened in real life, because if you will watch how they have been working on the stone, so when you have like a straight line, you can do this like effect. Do you have courses for 3D modeling? I only have a tutorial about texturing, which you can check. I have my... how to describe... Sorry, I'm thinking how to describe it. So, I'm tutoring in a think tank. So, I'm teaching there as a supervisor. I also have Russian-speaking courses. I think in the near future, I will have something on English speaking. Let's see. For now, no. So right now, if you are English speaking, you can check my YouTube channel, link in the description on Twitch. You can check my streams, which I'm doing right now. If you're in think tank, you know, I'm supervisor. And if you want to hear about me texturing, I have a course, small course, like I would say like crash course for advanced tricks in Substance Painter, which you can check in the description. So that's what I have. So about 3D modeling, currently no. I'm considering to do it one day, mostly maybe like with proper feedback and everything, but not for now, because my main reason I'm pretty stuck in production and I do not want to go from production, and right now my time is completely limited. So I almost do not take even personal mentorships, but decided to stream because this is a good option to share some of my knowledge. Nice. And humans. Okay, I think this is enough level of damaging. You see, what we can try, as I said, I have different rock alphas. I have 3 packs, which I like: Giro pack, Gilter Cog pack, and from Santa Monica Studio guy. So 3 packs of rocks, which I like to use. So let's use Giro rock, and I think from here I like granite one and bedrock. So let's use granite one. And this is something like what people forget. Like you can do something like that, which is super messy, super bad, but you have adjust lust. So if you're doing a little bit something a little bit too messy, you can do this. And you see, now it's settled, now it's proper. And I do not really care about noise, because when I will do decimation, all this noise mostly will go away. I'm mostly interested in proper shape distortion, because when I'm doing shape distortion, this is good. So you see, I can do even like this level. This is a little bit stupid, but just for showcase. You can have it like super set. You can have it stronger, but we do not need. And I do not like this completely because again, I have like just on second screen what I'm doing. Like even when you want to go with too much damage, you need to like hit your hand like nope, you do not do this. So for example, this kind of spots good, edge damage good, anything else not good. It will be just in materials. So this is something avoided. Like it's very satisfying to do it, but it's very pointless, taking a lot of time. So yeah. So I'm trying to avoid this. And I was saying to you before that I'm doing a little bit like exaggeration of edge damage, because it's not that big if you will think about it. When you will have like final model, you will see it's not that big damage. I think this is pretty nice. Maybe a little bit more damage here. And I want to have it like here. Because why I'm damaging it so much in these areas, because later, as I said, I will have plaster. Not plaster, mortar. And mortar, I want to... You want to have very broken silhouette on the rocks to mortar to shine and look cool. Okay, so we're almost done with this area. Sadly, this is not what I can speed up. Because when you speed up, it starts looking very messy. Overall, it's very easy to start doing very messy look. For this pipeline which I'm using, it's not that bad. For baking, it's definitely the case. You have a lot of like very aggressive curvature, and your generators are not looking too good. So you see, nice. I think this is pretty decent damage, pretty decent looking segment of this rock. So as I was promising, now we are going to use history recall. So how I want to do this? Let me think. I want to go somewhere here. Like that, not even more. More. Yeah, I think this is good point. More. Let's start from here. 1 damage which across the whole assets are fine. Okay, so we now have history recall. And this will be our like, and let's create a duplicate. 1 will be without damage, so let's go to this one, and now I'm going to history recall, and I can decide where I do not want to have this damage. We can hide this one. So you see, that's the point. And I can oversculpt this damage, I can do new damage, I can maybe change this rake to be less intense. So this is how from one model you can very easy and very fast create creation of model. Okay, yeah, maybe this is not so intense. So this is already very good starting point. Yeah, so this is very nice starting point for me to create new damage. So I already have something, right? And yeah, this is good. Now we can decide how much do we want to have this subtract on this one. Let's do on this one. In this case, we do not need to think is another one will have this damage. Okay, let's do this. So we have this and this invisible. I'm not sure how it will work. Let me check. Now we boolean folder. Oh. Now let's go to this one, and we can let's show this two. This is this we need hide, this we need showed. I can go here, and you see now I have this module, like it has problem with this element, and this is what we will need to check to solve. So this element, as I said, like will not be doing this subtraction, but we can do this subtraction. So you see, out of one module, I received pretty fast 2 modules. And we can, so for example, this damage looking repetitive. Okay, we will not have this damage. Which another damage looking for me too repetitive? Maybe this area. Okay, I do not want to look at like that. This one, okay, I will resculpt it. So you see, I done something very damaged. And of course, this area, I will do like that, and I will resculpt it again. Okay, nice. So now it's not recognizable. So that's just like, also maybe I'll add a little new subdivision here, new subtraction here with my subtraction. So now we go here, and this is what we need to solve, sadly. You see we have this, and there are a couple of ways how we can solve it. So we can or Dynamash it. It's fine usually, but this is a case when Sculptors Pro again can help. Maybe with Clay Brush. You can ignore this moment, but from my practice I understand that, yeah, this is something what I do not like to ignore, because usually later I'll have only more problems with this area. Mostly with UVs, and we do not need to do proper UVs, but still we need to do at least automatic projection. And crack is nice, but this and this is the trick to use smooth values. So smooth value is pretty nice for something like that. You see, I'm doing like this smooth, and it's fixing all this like inside issues, which happen inside, but it does not affect the shape. Because I really like this crack feeling, right? It's super cool, but we have like messy geometry inside, and when we do smoothing inside, it's a little bit better. Let's take a look on this one, like this. Yeah, I'm not super happy about what's happening here. It will cause a lot of issues usually. So let's try maybe to fill it with clay with... I'm sad. I do not want to remove the whole crack, but on the other hand, we will never see it. So if we do not see it, why do it? So again, for example, I can use, to fix this, I can use planar brush. So I'm using planar brush, boom, boom, boom. Maybe I was a little bit too aggressive. No, it should be fine. Seems this, okay, so seems for ZBrush this area becoming problematic. Okay, I'm a little bit afraid that it will crash. So let's do this. Let's save historical here. Let's go to Dynamash, because this is the case for Dynamash. Dynamash, project, blur 1, maybe 1500. Whoop, I said. We wait. Okay, nice. We almost solved this issue. Okay. With Sculptress, a little bit of smoothing. You see, we haven't lost too much. But this messy geometry, it's better to avoid it. Sadly, from my experience with all these nanite pipelines, like this thing, they look cool, but they sadly create more mess. Yeah, you see, like all this stuff. Sculptors is great for something like that, because it gives you, especially like with something like play, you just boom. Because all this geometry will cause a lot of problems. You could move them edges. You could move them. Yeah, technically, yeah. Yeah, I think maybe it will be... Well, on stream, sadly, you're not doing the smartest decision all the time, because I'm a little bit focused on like what I'm doing. Like when I'm working like alone, I think I will be doing this a little bit smarter. But when you're talking, I'm a bit like, yeah. I think... Yeah, so you see, I fixed this. As I said, we do not see this area, but the problems which it was causing to us, it's much worse. And I do not need even to do projection, because initially I was planning to use projection. I do not need it. Okay, and now we have these pieces. Let Boolean go back. So we now have this piece, and now let's go to this piece. And let's do a little bit of more damaging. And if they will be looking too similar, or I will understand that some pieces are a little bit too damaged, I will just move them to another position, and this will be fine. And we need at least 3 pieces today, so let's, yeah, this. Let's try maybe something from alphas. And this is usually how I do all my breaks from like logic, that I do one break, repeat, over sculpt it. I never sculpt it from scratch if I can, because it's a lot of, again, I'm trying to be focused on time. I'm not the smartest on like usage of my time, but I trying to save my time. So you can save your time 2 ways, like trying to work smarter, and also sometimes going slower, but not to do mistakes which cost you a lot of time waste later. And this element, top 1, is a good example where I messed up. I rushed, and because of this rush, it cost. I think personally it would be better if with spandrel element, it would be better if I would just sit and maybe do a concept art for myself, because when I started doing this in ZBrush, it was too time consuming, and also I was not really sure what I do. It's just like very time consuming. Okay, let's take a look. Is it looking similar? I don't think so. This is looking as a pretty 2 very cool pieces. So we can just go here and use Boolean folder. And now we have this guy. Not this guy. This guy. So sometimes, for example, in this pipeline, I less worried. So sometimes I'm saving these polygroups to be used for my masking. I maybe will show you the idea, but I do not really use it on these assets because my damage here are pretty settled. Why? Because in real life, it does not have too much damage. You see, even when it has damage, it's have like these transitions to like to this plastery look. It does not really look damage, because there are 2 types of damage in my world. One, when you have something like that, when you have like very hard edge and it's going to another substance or another material, like rock damaged and you have plaster, or you have rebar or something. But with stone damage, usually it's like one stone just doing transition on another stone, not like no changes in material properties. You see, it's just not very common. I have very messy stone. Even in super messy stone, this transition are not so dramatic. So this is the reason why in this pipeline I'm not saving this. But if I will be doing maybe concrete building, I would save these polygroups and will be a little bit more careful. Right now I wasn't careful at all. Okay, we have another mesh. So again, we're doing the same treatment. I even will hide it. One of the reasons to hide it, because you do not see what you're doing, so you can have like nice accidents. And let's do a little bit of trim dynamic just for fun. Why I'm using trim dynamic? It's give you opportunity just to shape things, but I'm not planning to use it as it is. So this is not like final. It just will. It's a base for using trim smooth border later. Because if everything will be treated with trim smooth border all the time, it will give you a little bit same look. But with trim smooth, with trim dynamic, I can do this like kinda preparation. Let's call it this way. A little bit of this messing. I will not use it as a last step, but very nice distorting. Okay, nice. I think I don't need more than that. again, shifting, 3 smooth border, bam, bam, bam. Let's shape. Let's work on this. And again, just edges, nothing more, because the main story happening on the edges and a little bit on the silhouette. There's only thing which I want to check where I have breaks. Okay, I have breaks here on this area. And again, later, if I'll understand that, I will use history recall. So we'll have opportunity to reuse this stone. So right now going with damage pretty aggressively. Then use history recall and reuse it. How are you doing, guys? I will be happy to talk with you. Otherwise, I will never stop talking because like I'm describing. I almost like have this as a lecture, as you see. But I cannot have the lectures all myself. I also updated my channel. I hope you will respect that. I spent my time and decided. Oh, go away. I decided to do a page a little bit better, so and enjoy it. I'm sculpting too. Nice. Sculpting is fun. I'm sad that at work sometimes I just do not have time to sculpt more. Sadly. It is very satisfying project. The only thing like with sculpting, the only thing which I do not like is time. Time with sculpting is just flying. It's just like a water going through your hands. You're like, and what I done today? Why I was sculpting the whole day? Why I done so low so low amount of work? Okay, this is pretty dramatic with damage. Let's try maybe here a little bit more aggressive light box and maybe not G-Raw stuff but GLTRK stuff. And there is pretty like this damage, which I really like. Maybe just a little bit to be. I want to be it like that, so you see it's pretty intense. A very cool brush, very cool brush. And we can over sculpt on top of that. Let's see. I like these noises for sometimes not just for the sake of noise, but because they are modifying how trim smooth border works. Because if I understand correctly, trim smooth border tracking like a vertex orientation on which you pushed. So sometimes because of that, you see you can have like something like that. So because you have like noise, you have mess, and because of this mess, brush starting to work a little bit more chaotic, and for sculpting like damage edge, it can be pretty nice. Also, you see sometimes you can have like maybe normal edge and then damage here. You do not need to have like all damage like uniformly across the whole model. It's definitely will not look too good. Do not be afraid to play with it. Okay, let's do this break stuff. I'm specifically doing it like maybe brush a little bit bigger. I wanted to say that like I intentionally doing this kinda messy, because in real life this will be done with not the perfect tool, so I'm fine that I'm not doing this like perfectly, right? History recall. History recall is super powerful brush. I don't know. I definitely didn't know about it when I have. Oh, yes, I have this. I started using so much often. Okay, this is nice. This is our base. Let's continue. We need more damage here. So overall, I think yes, this is going pretty nice. Let's try something else from this pack. Surface. Oh yes, this is cool. So yeah, I like these random brushes. I bought this pack very random, Geoterca. I really like it. It has very nice chaotic rock brushes, which I'm like, you know, when you're buying something like this pack, sometimes you say, yeah, it's a mess. But this one is really good. I'm almost using everything from this. It's all, you see, like it's very custom. It's like almost like a clay brush, but with removing material pretty aggressively. So top 10 edges working pretty nice. Because I'm feeling everybody using Stream Smooth Water, and because of that, rocks started to look very similar. Do you understand like what I'm trying to say? It's like everybody just showing the same stuff, like, and there are much more rock formations. For some rock formations, I was even using VR sculpting. VR sculpting can be very interesting to sculpt some very specific type of rocks, and they definitely not looking like as something from water treatment. Okay, let's take a look from the distance. I think that's pretty. Like that. Maybe I will a little bit overkilling it, but as I was saying before, we'll have Blaster Pass, so a lot of this cool flavor will go away. I just know that you need to exaggerate sculpt a bit. That's tricky. Okay, I think this is very good base for our next pass. So again, let's decide from which moment we want to have history recall. I think history recall from something like here. Okay. With history recall, you can even just duplicate this mesh. You don't need to create new one. Duplicate. You can you see even like when it's writing this with red, you still can use history recall, and we just remove some of the damage now. No noise here. Be more straight. Let's have much less damage here. Overall, like, we need to start doing pieces which are not that damaged. They should have still some. Also, as I was saying before, try not every time when you have like uniform damage across the whole edge, it's looking good. So let's have it here. Let's have not at all have here, and like much less here. Here, I think that this is good. This can be our like base pass for this one. How we want to proceed with this one? Well, I'm not again worried that I'm placing them a little bit not same distance between each other, because, well, some flavor coming from this. Okay, now let's go to this one. And let's do history recall with this one. So this is repetitive. So you see, now we can compare. Like, okay, what's looking too repetitive? Okay, this is looking too repetitive. Let's remove it. This one also looking very similar. Nice. This noise is different, so it's good. Here, bottom part looking to same. This damage pretty intense, so let's reduce it here. Yeah, this damage maybe I can overdo at all. This damage I want to redo. Let's modify rake a little bit. This here, completely remove this one, and also we'll do with this one Or maybe we stop one. A little bit of beveling. Yeah, I think not beveling, like nice pooling with this part can be nice. Okay, yeah, I think right now difference are pretty. Okay, now let's go to this one. And what we want to do, as I said, we want more booleans. And how we want to proceed, I think I will move this to stone A, B, C, D, E. Control F, stone F. Stone F. We can use already booleans which we have, because you can just rotate it, it will give you a new result. So I just go to this one, duplicate, subtract. Well, we can first move it to this folder, here, subtract. Okay, it's here. And now let's rotate it like that. Rotate it like that. And let's try to find position in which I will, because that it's looking cool enough. Maybe do this. Maybe do it like that. Push. Okay, and let's try to figure out something what will make us happy. Good, but sure. Oh yeah, that's what I want. This is better. Yeah, I think like this kind of damage can be interesting. Maybe duplicate this one. Pull in. Is it in proper position? No, we need to have it here. Hey man, how's it going? Good. Pretty busy. Before vacation, it's only getting more and more work. But in general, I would say it's pretty nice. Waiting for vacation. Very cold, very cold. It was at the morning plus 11 today, which definitely does not feel. It's feeling like end of summer, which making me a little bit too sad. I know a lot of people had very warm summer. I would even call it hot. Definitely not in Finland. And it's feeling like the summer is ended already. It is, yeah. Well, this is a little bit too much for me. I would say I'm not very good with heat. It's more like, I would say it's just making me sad. That like, I'm like, okay, summer's ended. That's sad. Okay, so you see, we done this element, so it will be very cool plaster effect here. Let's make stone C back. Stone B back. Okay, so now you see, we have pretty nice combination, and we can, I think some of the stones asking for some damage here and there. Alec, with Unreal Open is up. What plans do you have for vacation? So I'm going to Paris. Some events in Paris, a lot of photo trips, and then I will have. In one moment, I will be going to 3 castles, at least. So I also plan to do some photo and maybe even photogrammetry for my project, if I will find something fitting. And also if I'll be lucky enough with weather, because for photogrammetry, especially for textures, because I don't really need geometry, I need mostly like textures, and maybe I can do some photos for alphas, for decals. I think this is something what will be very cool to do from proper. proper one. And also I'll be going to Leon, because cool place. I have heard a lot of very positive feedback about it. So yeah, that's Leon is cool. Paris, such a coincidence, yes. But I will be hiding from Alex. Do not find me. In this case, like I will be upset that you are not AI, right? Of course you are AI. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, this is going pretty good. This is going pretty good. I'm not happy what's happening here, so I want to work on this area, and maybe I want to do something like that. Boom, 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 boom. Like I want to have this area a little bit sharper, like this. Paul, have you been in Leon? You can recommend something to me? Because like I just know that Leon is cool. This is literally the only thing which I know about Leon. And also that they have pretty old architecture. Maybe another thing which I know. Yeah, I do not like this messy look. It's not a big deal. As I said, like when you're using this as a decimated mesh, I mean they have nice cathedral. Well, that's something. That's already a lot that they have a nice cathedral. Also planning to eat a lot, like a lot of good food. Food in Finland is not bad, but there's nothing like too special. It'll be nice to do some food. Do I want to add some cracks? I'm not sure. I mostly will add it, but I'm not sure it's not a mistake. Yeah, they're not Gothic. They're like not even Romanesque. They're even older from what I have seen at least. Dishonored dish. Yeah, it's a gastronomic capital of France. Oh, so Leon is. Oh, that's interesting. Alex, we can think. I'm not sure we'll have too much time. Let's see. Okay. At least I hope there are not a lot of rats in Leon, right? That will be not nice. You see, like, this is why I so love these smooth valleys. Overall, like, I started to use this... Yep, that sounds a plan. Like, let's stay in touch. I think that's something what we can do. Okay, so is it going good? I think it's going good. Do we have still time? Not a lot of time, sadly. So I will push a little bit. So technically, I would like to do this element, copy it here, then create another variation. But I think we're already we are not out of time, but we're getting there. So I do not want to be out of time. So I will start doing what I want to do to show. So my pipeline, strange pipeline. So what I will do, I'm taking this piece, this one, not really matter, like I can even take this one. So yeah, it doesn't have any subdivision or left booleans. Do I want to take this one? No, I don't want. Okay, let's take this one. Duplicate this one, remove it from folder. Do this. This. And strange moment, as I said, I'm free, will go fill object with blue color, because as I was saying, I'm using a lot of ID masking. And this is a moment where ID masking will be used. Okay, so we filled this with blue color. Oh, the only thing I forgot. Also, there is night. You might see if it. I will be going like to Paris by plane, so I will see only good only good buildings in Paris. Oh. Now let's have this. Okay, so what I done? Are you going to visit Arcane? Well, I'm not invited. Like, and they're Xbox when I'm Sony PlayStation guy. Maybe they will be hunting me. I'm not. At least I'm not going for interviews there. You know. Okay, so now I can. There are like a couple of options. What I can do. So I can or just do inflate, right, like this. Okay, so you see the reason. So what I'm doing, and also maybe let's dynamesh it. Yeah, you see, I think we need dynamesh and polish a little bit because I want a little bit mushy shape. So right now it's a little bit too sharp. Oh, nice. Well, not so bad. And let's do deformation polish. Do not like this sharp edge. And let's try to do one more time inflate. Okay, something like that. I don't really care, as I said, like that something is messy or etc, etc. So this is our plaster, and my later module, it's merged. So now I can start. So first of all, what I will do, I will maybe do clay brush and use color spray. This is, well, we can use. What's the difference between? Are there any differences between color spray and spray? It does. They both affecting color at least. So what I want to do, I want to do this because like real. Why am I calling it plaster? It's mortar. So it's doing this. So I want to create a little bit of this strange thickness filling, and then I will remove it. So it's not a big deal. That's right now it's going through some of my shit. And as I was saying before, the reference for this, like when you see it here. See, it has thickness. So and it's part of my modules. So let's have it like that. And overkill it a bit. Yeah, we do not want to have it here. We want only like in between the modules. Okay. I think we can do lower dynamesh. Yes, a little bit better. Because I'm still not very happy what's happening. Yeah. Let me do one thing. To polypaint, colorize, and because sometimes it's a little bit heavy on ice, so and I'm using this a lot, so I think it makes sense to do config, enable customize, colorize. Where are we going to place this colorize? No, you give me option to colorize it here. Okay, I will make it. Preferences, store config. Thank you. Enable customize off. Because I'm using this like pipeline pretty a lot, so this is, as I said, pretty heavy on ice. Mostly I want to get rid of this. Like, I don't know how about you. I have already this habit with ZBrush that when you see messy geometry, like, no, I will fix it right now because later it will start doing some crappy shit. Prefer to fix it a little bit earlier, you know, like before it will start doing crappy shit. And let's use smooth alternative. Where's smooth alternative? Yeah. Okay, much better. I have very strange music. Okay, nice. And now we can colorize it back. Because when you're working with this, it's easier to see colorizing this way. I don't use clay buildup. Yeah, the clay buildup is fine for something like that. And now we want to create this. So the point when you do this, like you need to, again, play with silhouette because otherwise it's pointless why you're doing this. So it should look like volumetric, it should look cool. And you need to, of course, think about it from perspective of real life. So how the plaster assembled in this. So for example, this was damaged, so it will be almost no damage. You can polish this plaster. So I'm spending like, that's, as I said, why maybe my modules currently a little bit too slow. But that's how I'm developing them. I do this operation on all my modules. But as I said, because I want you to show you like the whole process. But this plaster thing inside give me opportunity to remove unnecessary geometry because later I'm merging everything together, dynamesh it, projecting, so all my details are back. But all these, and you remember we had this like messy geometry, but we'll dynamesh it, and when we'll dynamesh it, we'll get rid of all this mess in topology, so it will look pretty cool. Have it like that. This is what I understand like will really make a difference for stones when you care about like how they assembled. In reality, like these stone blocks are not assembled too complex. It's just mostly like stone block with bevels, with damage. Then it's like placed on another block. It's used a little bit of mortar. Sometimes this mortar are coming like this. And then a little bit of this cool thickness. And if you follow this, it's really cool, creating really cool modules. But when you just like, yeah, just two stones, yeah, they just connected, it's not what happened in real life. Overall, like, I don't know, something changed in my attention to details lately. I don't know why. I just started to see more and care about it, think more. That's strange. Because of that, like, yeah, it's improving me as an artist. I definitely started working slower because of that. Because you, like, previously I was like, yeah, just tileable texture and you're done. And like, no, you're not done. Please, you're not done. Please continue. I have no idea how Twitter is checking who is watching, and sadly I'm not sure I see Twitter chat. If anyone watching like on Twitter, hello. I don't know how long you're watching, how you're interacting. If you want to interact, welcome to Twitter or Twitch. Up to you. You have options. Okay, let's go back. Streaming journey. Opt-in journey. I'm very hyped about Unreal Fest. That's something what I don't know, like what I'm more hyped about my vacation or about going to Unreal Fest. Yeah, if somehow you are watching this in recording, I'm going to Unreal Fest then, so come and say hello. Okay. Do I want to add more volume here? No, I don't want, maybe even less, so. When I revisit Leoluch, I don't remember, Alex. I need to check the dates. In middle of September? Something like that. Blaster will be a musket. Yes, that's why it's blue. So my masking system right now working this way is that, like, if I have heavy damage, it will be green. Not heavy damage, like another material. Usually it's heavy damage, but not all the time. Blue is plaster. Red used for ambient occlusion. So yeah. Okay, so now we have it, right? And mostly, I just want you to show next steps because I already understand we'll not finish like everything. As I said, we need to do more blocks, but we have not enough time. I think maybe I will just treat this one very fast with a little bit of edge damaging. So we'll have 5 blocks. 5 blocks is not so bad. If they're like 16 centimeters, a little bit more than 1 meter. Oh. Smooth border, a little bit of damaging, pom 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 pom. A little bit messy, dude. But I was saying before that not all blocks should be completely like damaged. I should have some balance. Because again, in real life, not all damaged. Of course, we're doing pretty grim world. Where is war happening all the time? Demons. You have or demons, or in other demons, or in other demons. Of course, it's not the world when you have like very nice stones with nice bevels. Also have scavens. Like it was very funny right now on Warhammer. They have like a TV series, and they just announced a TV series with Sigmar. Sigmar's Toll, I think it's called. And it's funny because it has some vibes, which is very close to what I'm doing right now. Of course, it's like overall theme, but it's still very funny to see like, is it related or not? It's just like funny coincidence. I really fighting with myself from position. I really want to do cool cinematic for the scene, like cinematic, because I see I know everything how to do, except I don't have character. Yes, Leon has a lot of like really old architecture. I think this is one of the reasons why I want to go. Won't you need a plaster on top and bottom? Yes, I will need. Sometimes it's fine not to have it. So mostly I will have it on top, and usually I will not have it at the bottom, because if you have it on top, you do not need it already on the bottom, because you're connecting like module one by one. And if your initial first block do not have plaster, it's not a big deal. It's not really that visible. But yeah, top one, for example, need one. But as I said, this module is not ended. Initial module should be bigger. The initial module should be like that, right? We are a little bit out of blocks. But I need to rush for showcase what I'm doing next. And of course you can control amount of plaster, because different architecture, different constructions, can have it more, can have it less. It's just like my pipeline. I don't say it's like the only one. It's pretty strange. It's not. It's funny. Like it's strange, but it's not really that strange. It's making sense. It's not. It is performing well, and these ideas about using a vertex painting for masking already in the air. I'm just pushing it to the a little bit strange direction, but this direction works. The only thing which is not really working for me right now is curvature. I don't think it's still enough resolution in curvature. Also, you're very limited. Yeah, because also it's compressing it a little bit strange. With ambient occlusion, it's working well, I would say. Ambient occlusion in vertex data working really nice for blending. It's not like very visible compression. It's good, but curvature not so good. But for example, in this case, yeah, all of this right now, for example, this is not unique. Like this is my smart materials, let's call it. And this is like, you see, like curvature working pretty nice on this one. It's not bad, even from distance. You see, it's still saving it. So, yeah, the only thing which I'll need to control, like, right now is the case that ambient occlusion also baking. It's not about how ambient occlusion saved. It's about how it baked. I'm feeling some strange settings, so I don't have enough coverage from ambient occlusion sometimes. So for example, you see settings here and here are the same. This is exactly the same material, but how ambient occlusion baked, you see here, it was enough ambient occlusion settings and here not to achieve the same result. But this is something, well, technically you can solve it by using Houdini in the pipeline, but I don't think in near future you'll see Houdini on this channel. Okay, we need a little bit bigger brush, and then we're like done with this module. And like, interesting. I'm just thinking, like, can I? This is bad, and this is like, again, you remember I was saying, Easter, smooth values, smooth values, sculptress. Smooth values, so we still have it sharp, but nice. Okay, so this is our block. Block, as I said, we need more elements, but I need to save time. Question, do I want to fill with colors now or later? I would say it's better to fill it with colors now. Why I want to fill this with colors? I want to fill this with red color because it's a strange, but, well, it's not strange. By default, we have white vertex color, right? 1 1 1. And because for me 1 1 1 is bad because I'm using red. So this, for example, counted as a red and green and blue, and this means that it will be messing with my material setup, and that's what happened with this stone. See, by default it has blaster on and it has damage on, and this is a damage mask. So it's better if I will have these modules by default red, because in this case I do not need to do additional step of fixing this case. First, let me remove this shit, because all these things causing some problems when you have blaster close. This is fine. Okay, we're ready. As I said, let's fill with red colors. Sorry, it will be a little bit hurting your eyes, but we have to do this. Color, green, black, blue, black. It's not so bad. Fill object. Fill object. For the last several weeks, I have been creating broken models for our game in Houdini, and it's great to be able to use one material for everything and generate vertex noise. It holds pretty well. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that it worked for you. You have been using like some strange ideas which I was following, or something different, or you have seen something else. Okay, so vertex color is done. So we have these 5 modules. Do I want to live boolean off? Yeah, let me do. Oh, I want to live boolean. We want to merge this one because you see, yeah. So let's boolean this folder. Boolean folder. And in this case, we can collapse all folders. Oh yeah, that's exactly what you do. I like that. And like just for showcase, you see, now we have this poly group. So I can go here and fill this one with green color. I will use this green color just for showcase the whole approach. As I said, this is an example where I will not be using really green color because this is not that visible. And this we are filling with, sorry, fill object. Boom. Okay, so now we have one place with damage. And here we need to hide this folder. Okay, yes, we're great. As I said, I do not want to do damage because damage is... I'm still like painting on top of the module, so yeah, I do. Okay, this is our default module. As I said, I need 9 segments. Right now I have 5, but I want to show everything. So I think we can use just merge visible, right? I think it will be the easiest option. Merge visible. This is our merge module. And then we can do history recall. And let's start from Dynameshing. Dynameshing will help us to remove all unnecessary geometry. And then we can project all our polar paint. It's not a big deal. Dynamesh. We can go with pretty low resolution because I want to get rid of all this messy thing. Dynamesh. So you see, this is pretty nice. This is pretty nice. You see no distorted geometry. Yeah. Let's start now doing project history. Nice. Subdivision. Project history. We start having this kind of issues. This is fine. You could split it into 1, 2, 4 height models and any height you want. Yes, I could. The reason, well, technically I'm doing this like, so mostly I'm just doing like 1.5 meter module and I'm assembling my like status. So you see, I do not really need to work in metrics with this one. I just working with physical size of the module. So if I would be doing something smart, because the reason why I do not do any modular system here, because it's really pointless. Because here it's like one use only, here one use only, and you need to have very custom distance this to look good, because you also have like this middle part. So you need to use it with array this way, that as later I will change it on another module which called like keystone. So this area I need to do new piece because in real life they have been doing like a little bit differently this middle section. So if I would be doing anything like what makes sense, like more corners, yes, I will do this like in metrics. In this case, it just doesn't really matter. I'm just using physical size, and so I said, okay, in real life it's something like about 16, 17 centimeters. Repeat it until it will look good, and that's why it has this custom size. But I'm still matching all textile density, everything. So yeah, if I would be doing this more manual, and why I decided to go with 9 pieces. 9 pieces, I was feeling it's a nice balance that it will not look repetitive enough on this piece. So for example, in this case, I have done 3 rocks even, or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this case, I've done 4 stones, and with mirroring, it's like 8 stones, and this was more than enough to create 3 arches, and you do not see repetition at all. So mostly the only reason why I done 9, because I decided, okay, 1.5 meter module, which will be repeating around like 5 times, I think. Yeah, 5 times, so it will not be very recognizable that it's the same sculpt. Because if it will be used, for example, 25 times, I think it will be feeling a little bit too repetitive. This is the only reason why I have 9, right? Okay, we can add more geometry, project history. And after that, after this project history, clean up some model, some places like this one, and then do zero mesh, then then decimate. A little bit slow pipeline, but it makes sense if you want to have like the most clean geometry out of ZBrush as much as possible. This we can do boost values a little bit. Okay, I think this is a pretty good base model. I can delete lower and then go to zero measure and same amount. Yeah, same amount is fine. I do not really care about polypaint because I will project this polypaint back. So if we will lost it, this is not good. Like that we have this, but I don't really care about this one. So you see, I'm a little bit Russian and have these small dots. This is something what better to fix. The main reason why it's better to fix, because when it will be doing decimation, it will be taking these areas and will be trying to make them a little bit more dense than needed. So with this pipeline, technically, I would say you do not need not to rush, because every time when you rush, you have like this not good issues. Okay, zero measure. We do not need detect edges, nothing, because we'll be projecting everything again. We just need a little bit cleaner topology, because cleaner topology will be a little bit better after decimation. So overall in this pipeline, there are pretty a lot of ways how to optimize stuff. I just think this is the most artistic friendly. Somehow, like it's strange. You also can do setup with some of the things in Blender with geometry nodes. I started testing it, like, yeah, okay, like if you can assemble this in, usually if you can start assembling this in Blender, usually you know how to assemble this in Houdini. So in this case, why you are doing this in Blender nodes. Okay, let's have a little bit of subdivision. Let's project, yeah, project history again, always yes. Project history. Yes, this one I will cover manual. So you see already with 600,000 we have pretty nice module with a lot of crispiness, but I will go a little bit hardcore-ish, a little bit. It doesn't really need it so much. I just want to have ZBrush to have some options for optimization. So one more time, 2.5 millions, hardcore style. It should be not very long. Only 2.5 million, nothing too special. Okay, nice. Pretty nice, looking good. As I said, I would fix these moments with bluish colors because technically, as I said, you should spend a little bit more time, clean it up. Right now I haven't done it, so I will take clay brush. Is it freehand? Yeah, I think it's freehand by default. A red color, and we want to use RGB, and I want to cover these blue dots because smooth a little bit. Because as I said, it will cause some problems on decimation level. We do not smooth alternative. Some of this mess, like it's the only problem that I'm fixing it right now. That like I'm going a little bit destructible pipeline, but well, already in ZBrush it's already destructible pipeline. So yeah, try to avoid this dots, but for decimation it's not too good. And maybe this area I want to be red because otherwise it will have some mess. And well, we do not need to have this like messy polygons. You see, we have some issues here. Whoop whoop. Of transition. You can still play with this. This is cool. You still have some option to fix your model. As I said, the only problem is that it's destructible. That's why I prefer to usually... Oh, that's not good. Happening here. Planar brush without RGB. Do I want... paint layer, because I do not want to have black spots without any reason. This is fine. This is fine. Yeah, I think we mostly solved all these blue issues. Here. I just know that it will cause me more problems and it's not worse not to fix it. Okay. If you are like not rushing, you will almost not have it. It's just because I'm rushing. Okay, nice. This is our basic stuff. Now we go to decimation. Well, no, we will do UVs after, because you can, or do UVs now? This is a question. So I started doing even UVs in ZBrush, because for something like that it's super easy. You just need to do a couple of splits, and you even have polypaint, which makes sense for ZBrush. So let me do it on this module. I think it should be a problem. Okay, so we go to... I will not be creating polygroups from this, and mostly the only thing which... let's colorize off. And we need slice. This is one polygroup now. And what kind of UVs we need? We need this. We need this. You can do things like every module like that, right? There are no problem with that. That it's like a plaster connection. You will never have a problem with seam. Like if plaster have seam, it's almost not visible. So you see, if you are doing polygroups like that, it's not a problem. Let's hide this, and now do polygroup like that. And maybe like that. Oop. Not good that we have these pieces. Let's try to avoid this. Okay, from where comes this polygroup? From which slice? Let me check. Okay, so this is from another slice. Okay. Let's do it from top bar. Yeah. Okay, yeah, because I have like this inclinus. I think this will be fine. Boom, boom, boom. It's just almost easier than any other option. I think I know it sounds super strange, but it's really like that. If you have like so simple polygroups, creating like UV in ZBrush will be one of your fastest options. I know, crazy. Okay, now we have this. We can go to polygroups, because when we'll be doing decimmations, we can keep UVs. So we have polypaints, we have free borders. So let's go to UV master, polygroups, and wrap. It should be pretty fast because we have very straightforward polygroups. Technically, you can do decimation. I still do not know what is the best order. Do decimation first, then UVs, or first UVs, then decimation. Because you can save your UVs in decimation, but maybe in this pipeline it's easier just to slice everything after, because we're not going with crazy decimation. Also do not like white sync and so on. Waiting. What can be better than waiting, right? ZBrush, you can do this. And of course, I should save it. This is one mistake which not do. I can. So one of big thing, and so I want to finish the gates and the bridge. So yeah, this is like my goal. I don't have too much time. 2 more weeks, even less, to finish this area. So I think these holidays I'll be working on this area, and yeah, 1 week to finish this area maybe. It will be nice to finish this bridge. It's not so complicated. And after, when I'll come up, it will be like in October, I really start to work on the tower. And maybe I'll start working on the tower from the top. I really want to make this banner look cool, not like that. Okay, we're waiting for ZBrush sadly. It should recover. I don't think it should be a big problem for ZBrush, something like that. Yeah, this banner is something that I really... Oh. Meanwhile, maybe I can find this. Yes, this is kind of banner which I want to do. Okay, like this one. It's with much more ornamentation, and there is so overall like inspiration coming from this fraction. You see, they have a lot of like vibes and everything. Trying to find another interesting art and miniatures which can be a good showcase while we're waiting. Yeah, like this is like a new architecture which they're using. I do not really like it so much because it's more very fantasy like. Overall it's cool, like it has very clean like Romanesque vibe, I think. I'm not even sure, like it's, I would call it, yeah, I would call it Romanesque, but with this kind of devices of gold, like it's a little bit different style. Something like Gothic brutalism. ZBrush, please do not do this with me in like last 10 minutes of stream. But yeah, ZBrush is thinking. It, like, if CPU, like, is it thinking or not? ZBrush, give me hope. I know that aftersave have been, and it's not so long time ago, because usually ZBrush saving after any decimation and anything. Yeah, maybe better to do. Yeah, mostly I do not want to go into vertex normals. I have seen like skeletal banner, and where I have seen this skeletal banner? Is it? Yeah, so you see it's like using skeletal mesh asset here. So it has some, like, this is very boring movement, but a skeletal mesh movement. I don't think it's like... Because this is only fabric, yeah, you see it's, I think it's not world position offset. Yeah, it's pixel depth offset, not world position offset, so this is dithering effect. So you see this banner is using skeletal mesh for... I think like, personally, I think like skeletal mesh for one, like usually this is like pretty pricey, but just because I have only one banner across, you see simulation time, like, so this is like simulation one. I haven't, first of all, I have never done it, and overall it's moving nice. I like this movement. I need something more interesting, but overall general idea is something like that. Let's see. This is something in your future. Okay, I'm killing ZBrush because it's taking too much time. It's easier just to redo this stuff. Because we're almost done, but I cannot stay for too much longer today. Terminated. Whoop. A lot of autosaves. Yeah, quick save. So yeah, as I said, because I was not too worried because I know that ZBrush has a habit like to have a quick save after decimation. But we haven't done decimation, right? We've done projection. So anyway, I think I don't lost too much time. Okay, so we stopped on fixing this mesh. Which stage is it? So this is after projection on ZBrush. Okay. One problem that now I need... This is a problem with history recall, right? You see, we lost our history recall. Now I need to merge this one more time. Merge visible. Insert. Okay, let's be fast. Play. Sorry that I need to redo it. Play, as I said. I will not be now fixing it so long, so. And overall. And first let's me do... Yeah, I think let's use 1 million mesh. Is it Dynamesh one? Yeah, it's Dynamesh one. Okay. A little lower. Zero mesh. Same. Yeah, vertex baked animation is really cool. Like this is really impressive. It's overall like sometimes you see these like features which you have never seen, and they're really impressive. Like, well, why nobody doing this? And usually the reason there are not enough expertise to do some stuff. Some people like just know how to do stuff, and maybe other people know. But if there are only very limited amount of people who pushing the things, I can't say anything sadly. But maybe one day. Okay, so now we have our mesh. I can project this one. Sadly, we need to use classical projection. We can live with this. I of course prefer history projection, just because I just like it more. And let's not use 2.5 million mesh. We just have seen it's worked not so great. Well, it was with UV. Okay, no, let's use 2.5 million mesh. It was problem on UV side, not. I lost it. Project. Because, for example, I was mentioning this in Housemark, we have very strong Houdini expertise, and overall our technical, I would not say even technical, it's more rendering, and VFX guys are very strong, and they show really cool stuff. I have never seen anything like that, and this is great when we have something like that. Okay, we've fixed this very fast. Well, a lot of cool stuff in Unreal coming from custom tech. Unreal doesn't mean that you have to follow like standard thing, and the most interesting things for Unreal usually custom based. And I can say like even for Unreal there are a couple of things which nobody really showing. For example, I was mentioning this on Returnal, like there is like a couple of things. For example, working with custom buffer. Custom buffer can be so strong thing, and not a lot of people mentioning it and showing it. because this is a little bit like advanced tech. But usually like who is in game development, they know about custom. Okay, so we'll not be doing the same mistake. Right now this is our mesh because we're almost out of time. So show us. I can't. Use and keep polypaint. I think how many polygons I need for something like that? 200 will be too much. I need to go to, I think, 4%. If I would be using this in Unreal as it is, I would be fine with 100. But because we'll be using this in Blender, we need to go for something like that. Yeah. The main reason, because Blender will not like it, especially in array modifier. It will be trying to like change it and everything. So for Unreal, it will be fine. For any DCC which you're using, it will not be fine. So now we wait again, sadly. But this should be pretty fast. That should not be long. Writing file to great. Decimate. Done. You see, all polypaint saved, everything saved. I think this is okay density of mesh. Yeah, it's mostly coming from this part. This is fine. And as I said, but we still need to do something with our polygroups. Colorize off. And now UV should be easy. Slice, because now we are super low poly. Slicing this one should be not a big deal. Okay, hide you, hide you. Slice like that. Boom. Go away. And slice like that. Maybe too obvious, but no. Why do I have this like that? That's strange. Why has this happened? Give me a second. I start rushing things and I start doing mistakes. Why has this happened? Boom, 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 boom. And let's do this. Okay, yeah, this should be fine. Great. Now let's try UV. So you see our amount of polygons very manageable, not too low, not too high. We have our colorization, and we can go to UV master, polygroups. Let's save. File, save, inner arch meshes. Not sure it's a great idea to have like so many subtools in. What do you think? I made a broken wall. It's a module wall that we use everywhere. I made the fractured pieces tileable. You can place a couple of walls together, break them, and the pieces will be seamless. So it's no, it's completely fine. It's completely fine. Overall, like if it's in Unreal, I would not care about this kind of. Okay, and you see now super fast. So yeah, technically, of course, maybe it's more correct to do UVs. Yeah, you see now we have pretty okay UV. Even like they are not polished. I need to go to UV map, morph. No, this is not great. I don't know why it's done this way. Interesting. Why why do you like that? That's odd. I don't think they're like, but I don't have time right now. In any case, this is something with what I can work in Blender now. Okay, let's go to this one. FBX, export visible, column segment. I call it decimated. The sum. I will do this in empathy Blender scene, not in this one, because module is not done. I need to work on it a little bit more, but just for showcase and whoop. Let's go to project, search Sigmar, meshes, castle, work files, inner arch, decimated. Blender is fine with vertex color, it will not mess it up. Now we want to see wireframe, select everything, clean up. You see, okay, so that's the problem which was coming. Let's assign hard edges, themes from islands. And let's now try to understand why this guy has some bad time. Why you're so bad? Okay, it's fine. So you see, that's mostly how I'm doing UVs for these pieces. You see, pretty simple, nothing too specific, and it's pretty clean. Like, if you've done your geometry right, this is very good tileable UVs. Like, you can work with this. Now you just need to go to assign proper textile density. Boom. In my case, it's like 50/100 with 2K. So I'm using 50/100 with 2K, but I'm using a lot of 4K. So set textile density. It will be smaller because it's a small piece. Of course, like as I said, it will require a little bit more cleanup, but this is done module. So I can use this already in, well, it has this kind of things. This we can clean up, by the way, it's a big deal. Okay, let's solve it. Now we can better FBX exporter, project, search Sigmar, meshes, castle, work files. Well, this is not, well, let it be as a work file. There's some showcase, selected objects, boom. And now I can drop it in Unreal just for you to show. And then we can call it a day. Let's go to this folder. Import. So this is how I'm checking this module. So you see, this is proxies. So you see they're like following the shape. And we can compare how better this will look. So this is my material. As I said, I'm using one material for everything. Now I drop the module. Pivot is not great, but... So you see, because... Why it uses this? Oh, no, I don't know. Why it's using this color? Do not say... No, it's red. Okay. It's on me. We need to create mesh paint. Okay. I was thinking it should look a little bit different. So you see, like, plaster working nicely because it's using blue mask. I'm not a little bit confused about my green color, but maybe it's other things happening. So first of all, let me go and... Oh yeah, I know what's happening, it's fine. We need to go to modeling, bake vertex color, and as I was saying to you before, I'm overwriting red color, curvature, back in Unreal, I need to click this twice. And you see, this is my module. Nice module. To fix the last things, we need to click generate UVs because that's what Unreal recommend for creating mesh paint texture. Oh, I forgot to click mesh paint. So go to mesh paint, use first coordinate index, boom, done. Now we have, and we can check that all fine. We check here, nice UVs, tileable, nice unique UVs. Great, and this can be even bigger module, for example. And now when I will be doing my mesh painting, boom. Well, let's use just green for red. Red painting, in my case, affected by ambient occlusion. So if there are no ambient occlusions, there are no painting. You see, I only painting where I have ambient occlusion. And you see, like, detailing. Just look at these details. And last thing which you can modify. Right now it's not affecting roughness. I will need to work on this. Because I was not sure what I want. See, so that's how I mostly like texturing. Hey, Nanite prefer an even wireframe. You can try add noise on top of ZBrush in surface noise. Scale. Good idea. Right now, because I have... So, yes, this is not fantastic, but because it's pretty small pieces, it's not terrible. But you agree, I agree, like, this is something what you can optimize. But because module is pretty small, like, it's livable. Let's call it this way. But I really like your advice. Very cool advice. I need to try it. This is something what I haven't have been thinking about. But that can be great. So you see, that's how I like, you can create really cool module. Last thing in my pipeline, how you can modify this a little bit more. It is, first, let's recalculate normals and fill in normals a little bit messy. I like to do this in Unreal sometimes. Yes, this is example of work. I'm not sure why this is happening. And this can be like, This is something where I would like to check UVs. I'm feeling this is UV issue. Maybe I need additional unfolding here. But except this case, like, just take a look at this one. We're done with you the whole module from start to finish. And as... Oh! It's alright, it's just me stupid. It's not... I just, like, overlay two modules together. And you see? That's awesome. Like, it's really great. Like, I'm really impressed. So this pipeline, you see, like, giving really nice result. It's all tileable, just unique geometry. Like, and my next step looks cool. Yeah, like, really, really cool. And also, it's not performant. Like, well, it's performant well. It's not expensive because you're using, like, the same material on everything. And for Nanite, it's pretty good. Is it vertex? So vertex masking. So green and blue. It is two different materials, and that's why I was saying that I'm using modeling attributes paint vertex color. So green channel I'm using for second material blending based on the height data. So you see, if I'll go here to rush, flow lower. Okay. This is like two material blends, and that's why I said I do not like to use it as a damage. I'm usually like using this for... I mostly like painting this as a vertex masking manually. But blue channel, you see it's fixed plaster. So, and then mesh paint for... So this is what will be repeated in all modules. So this is something what I'll do pretty carefully. Just for material variation. You see, right now you'll see it across the whole module. But then you're adding mesh paint on top. Mesh paint should, and the reason why I'm adding mesh paint. So for example, this module I will not be touching, but this module I'll be touching a lot. So you see, you can compensate this difference so it's not really that recognizable. See? And like, this is as we're going back to the start of the stream, why I said that I wanted 9 blocks. Because right now the issue is that we have 5 blocks, it's not enough. When I'll have 9 blocks, this will give me enough variation to break it, like how much I want. So yeah, we ended the whole pipeline with all my modules, so that's how I work. That's cool. So you see, and like I'm really impressed by the result. Like it's shading so nicely. Like yeah, I'm really happy with this one. And you see, like, even with all my token, with all lagging and everything, like, in 2-3 hours, I can create right now, the problem is that, like, I'm using this as a one-use only pieces, but if you are smart, you can develop the whole project using this approach and reusing a lot of stuff. So technically, I can do a lot of new castles using these pieces because I have it like that. I can use it like different way. I can like rotate this module and use it as an array. So I have very good content which I'm using only once, but I can like easily do second castle with this content, which will be looking different and still will be looking awesome. So I think my kit in the end will be pretty big. But this I will continue. I will continue it a little bit more, and next time check stream and happiness, the state of Unreal level artist who received Vertex Paint back. Yes. Well, Mesh Paint is not Vertex Paint. Vertex Paint is still a little bit better, but Mesh Paint is something what making me pretty happy. I also connected custom primitive data to this one. I still deciding what exactly I want to from custom primitive data. For example, I have control of intensity of world align texture for this one. See? More or less. So this is what I can do per mesh. So you see, this one can have it a little bit of this world align overlay. I also want to try hue shift. It's not ready, but just imagine that you have slider of a little bit like changing the stone hue based on the custom each individual module. I think it will give me enough duration. Okay, sorry, we have to end today on this note. Let me see you. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this session today. I think it was pretty intense, a lot of information, a lot of showcasing. If you liked it, feel free to write anywhere, Twitter, Twitch, anywhere. Like feedback is more than welcome because you see, I'm just talking with myself. I every time happy to answer you. You will hear me next time only in September after Unreal Fest because I will be on vacation, and after vacation I'm going to Unreal Fest. So next time I invite you to join me after Unreal Fest. We will talk about Unreal Fest. I will share my emotions, how it went, and we will continue working on the castle. I wish you a great day, great evening, great weekend. I don't know what's waiting for you. I'm waiting for my holidays. I hope you enjoy this one, and yeah, make good art. It was Sergey Panin, Leoluch, and I wish you a great day. Bye bye.